Welcome in, everyone, to Day 2 of the Division I Women's National Indoor Championships. We are at the beautiful Michael and Ann Greenwood Tennis Center in Stillwater, Oklahoma, for what should be a fantastic day of college tennis. Of course, all of our 4 top seeds advanced to today's semifinal round, all of them doing it in fairly comfortable fashion. Now, our semifinals today going to be at 12 p.m. Central Time and 6:30 p.m. Central Time. Things kick off with our defending champions, the University of North Carolina, taking on an upstart Pepperdine team. And, of course, yesterday, North Carolina, it was all business for them. 4-0 victory. They advanced over Ohio State. Now, they played without their number one singles player, Alexa Graham, in doubles, but we did see Graham back on the court in singles. She got a victory on the day and looked plenty healthy, so we expect to see her in the doubles lineup today for the Tar Heels. The big question heading into that match, will we see number one singles player in the country, Pepperdine senior Ashley Leahy, play for the Waves today? She was out of yesterday's lineup in both singles and doubles and could be seen with a cast around her wrist and forearm. Now, talking to Pepperdine head coach Per Nilsson, it sounds like it was a day-to-day injury. And look, Pepperdine is well aware of the fact if they want to win a championship this season, indoors or outdoors, very likely they're going to have to go through the Tar Heels. So you imagine Coach Nilsson going to want his full squad today if possible. If healthy, I do expect Leahy to go. And it seemed like it was day-to-day. She seemed healthy outside of the cast, more preventative than anything else. But, of course, we will monitor that storyline for you throughout the day. The big question heading into that match, can the singles depth of Pepperdine outlast the singles depth of North Carolina? Because, look, going into the doubles, North Carolina's a prohibitive favorite. Yesterday, Pepperdine dropped the doubles in their match against Georgia Tech, and obviously, with all due respect to the Yellow Jackets, it only gets better when you face the Tar Heels between Graham, Davitella, Scotty, Mora, whatever they want to do at the number 3 position. They're likely to win all 3 flights, and no matter who they're playing. And so, obviously, you imagine if North Carolina can go up 1-0, it's just so difficult to win 4 singles matches against them. That being said, if anyone can do it, it might be these Pepperdine Waves, and we saw their depth shine through yesterday. They needed 4 singles victories. They got them at the 1, 4, 5, and 6 singles positions. And so, if you are a Pepperdine Waves fan, A, that your team was able to do that without their number one singles player and the number one player in the country, that bodes well for your team moving forward. But, of course, when you face the Tar Heels, it's a completely different challenge. I believe the Tar Heels have made the finals or better at this event the past 6 seasons, 5 at a minimum. I know every member of their current core, Jones, Davitella, Graham, they've played in a national indoor final each and every year they've been in college. And look, they don't plan to stop that this year. We had the chance to talk to both Graham and Davitella this offseason. They were both adamant. We are coming back to Chapel Hill to win championships. This is a championship weekend. I do think the Tar Heels, in taking that doubles point, it's just really, really hard to find 4 singles matches against them. And, you know, if you're a Tar Heel fan, you probably always love Elizabeth Scotty at the number 4 position. Now, Cam Mora struggled yesterday, but Davitella, Graham were so good up top. I look for them to repeat yesterday's match calculus. Gets the wins at 2, get the win from Davitella 4, from Scotty, and then it depends who else is anywhere in the lineup, right? If Leahy's playing that Graham-Leahy matchup, it's always a 3-set battle, one of the best rivalries in women's college tennis. So that could be the toss-up. If she's not playing, that's where I think the Tar Heels get their 4th win. If Leahy's in the lineup, I'm going to look to the bottom of the lineup. Those 5-6 matchups, I think they are going to be battles. I think at number 5 singles in particular, we are going to have a grind on our hands. This should be a really good match. I'm leaning 4-2 Carolina due to their experience, due to the fact that this is an indoor event. Again, Pepperdine, Malibu, they don't play indoors often, and I just think this Pepperdine squad, you know, they have a lot of veterans, right, in Jessica Fala, in Ashley Leahy, in Shiori Fukuda, but they've got a lot of youth near the bottom of their lineup, and they're going to be even better come May. This Tar Heels team is as good as it gets right now, and so give me the Tar Heels to advance 4-2, but again, if we see 5 3-set matches in singles, that should surprise no one. Should be a really fun first semifinal. In our second semifinal, we're finally going to get to see UCLA flex their muscles. Again, it's a young upstart Texas team. Of course, yesterday UCLA started the match essentially up 3-0 as Oklahoma State was only able to play with 4 rostered players due to the COVID protocols put in place for this weekend. And, obviously a credit to Oklahoma State, a credit to Coach Chris Young. We were so appreciative just to have any tennis to be here this weekend, for him to go out there and for his team to put forward the performance they did. They were holding strong at 3 of the 4 singles flights, but ultimately, for this UCLA team, we didn't really get to see Abby Forbes or Jada Hart in singles yesterday. We got to see Forbes a little bit in doubles. We got to see Alicia Bolton a little bit in singles, but I'm very excited to see what the defending finalists can do against Texas today. And, of course, yesterday the name of the game for Texas was youth, as it so often is. They win the doubles point and then get wins from 3 of their freshmen in singles at the number 1, number 4, number 5 positions. Of course, Peyton Stern offering the clinch ultimately for the Longhorns at that number 1 position. And look, they've got a ton of talent, but this UCLA team has talent and experience. And again, in a season with so many uncertainties, it's that experience I lean towards. How many of these players have more experience? Jada Hart has served so many 5-4 or 3-4 deuce points in her career, much more so than some of these Texas freshmen. And you did see a manifestation of nerves across the board yesterday when crunch time came about. And so I just think this UCLA team, I know they didn't get full repetitions yesterday, but, Altick looked good in singles. Vivian Wolf looked good in singles. Bolton was starting to find her form as the match went on. And then, of course, with Forbes, with Hart, with all of the options they can play at the bottom of their lineup, they've just got so much talent. And so does this Texas team. But Texas, I think outdoors, that's where they're going to shine, although same deal with UCLA. But B, I think this Texas team is going to be so much better in May than they are right now. And look, yesterday was a little bit sloppy for them. Anna Tirati struggled at the number 2 position. And whether she's playing Bolton or Forbes today for UCLA, I think that's one you pencil in if you're the Bruins. And I know Texas looked good in doubles yesterday against Northwestern, but Northwestern was without half of their number 1 doubles team and their number 2 singles player in Julie Byrne throughout the match. And so, that makes a difference. I think this UCLA team is going to be at full strength, and we've seen Texas drop a doubles point earlier in the year against a different, I think it was Arizona State. Arizona State was the men, but we saw this Texas team to Oklahoma, there it is, lose the doubles point, and I just think UCLA is a different class in terms of the doubles teams they can throw at you, particularly at 1 and 2. So I think the Bruins take the doubles point, and then I think it's the top of their lineup. I think it's Forbes at 2. I think it's Hart at 3. And then I'm going to say it's at the number 6 singles position that the Bruins get their 4th point. Although, again, I think it's going to be a 4-2 match. I do think we're going to have multiple 3-set battles, but ultimately I expect us to see a rematch of last year's final. And I think Pepperdine and Texas will be very strong teams again come May, and certainly could beat UCLA and North Carolina down the road. I just think the Tar Heels, the Bruins, the more experienced of the 2 teams, give me them to advance to the finals. Quickly on the consolation matches, Ohio State is playing Georgia Tech. Give me the Yellow Jackets in that one in match number 2. Hopefully we see a full Cowgirls roster. If not, I just think the Wildcats looked sneaky good last night. Give me them to advance as well. But of course, it should be a really fun day here on day 2 of these national indoors. We hope you follow along with us. Of course, you can find all of those links on our social media channel. Shout out, as always, to super producer Daniel Westoff, who's been killing it with all of our content here this weekend. But for now, from all of us here at Cracked Racquets, I'm your host, Alex Gruskin. We hope you tune in to day 2 of the National Indoors.